We're going to show you some pictures. For the last 3 days, ladies and gentlemen, Times Now has been running this video in which a jawan is being heckled and abused and ridiculed. The jawan demonstrates exemplary patience and restraint. The video has jolted the conscience of our nation, and it has exposed the duplicity of those who often question our braves. So today, when your channel asked a few tough questions of Farooq Abdullah, the former Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, who is contesting to become once again a parliamentarian, to get re-elected to parliament, he got worked up. And instead of coming out and unconditionally condemning the proxies of Pakistan, who chose, and I'm going to show you those pictures. Don't take your eyes off those pictures. We're going to show them. Let's prompt those pictures on our screens of our jawan being brutalized by a mob of pelters, a mob of proxies, and paid agents of the Pakistani state. Farooq Abdullah actually had the temerity to turn around, give Times Now a sermon, the people of this nation a sermon, by saying that the jawan deserved it. Can you imagine that? He deserved it, he says. Listen to this interaction. Farooq Abdullah losing his shirt, saying, don't just talk about your jawan. Talk about the other side. That's what he said to us. Why are you obsessing? We're obsessing, sir, because the jawan sacrifices everything he's got to keep this country together. And as someone who's seeking election to parliament, someone who's going to take oath on the constitution, you must respect that sacrifice, Mr. Abdullah. Here is his reaction.
टूरिज्म हमारी जिंदगी है, इसमें कोई शक नहीं है, मगर वो जो पत्थर फेंकने वाला है उसको टूरिज्म से कोई मतलब नहीं है। वो भूखे मरेगा, मगर वो वतन के लिए वो पत्थर मार रहा है, ये समझने की जरूरत है।
You had been calling all those stone pelters true nationalists, and see what these true nationalists are doing to the men in uniform, the brave who had been in fact providing you the security.
Let me tell you one thing. Every stone pelter is not like this. But let's not, generalize the situation.
Every stone pelter is just not like this. Let's not generalize. A pelter for Mr. Farooq Abdullah is a nationalist, a person who is fighting for his watan. Which watan? Which watan? That's the question. Let's throw it open for debate. Shazia Ilmi stays with us. Dr. Sameer Kaul of the National Conference here today with us is also Lieutenant General S Jaswal. Dr. Kaul, you're a reasonable man, sir. You're a reasonable man. Do you endorse the sentiments that have been expressed by your worthy leader? You've just joined this political party. You were in the PDP earlier. Today you've joined a political party, the bosses of which are speaking more like propagandists of Pakistan than nationalists. So I'm asking you, sir, do you support this?
I wish that you had framed the question a little bit more welcoming than you have, Rahul.
In what sense?
But nevertheless, I would like to talk more about the sentiment when you talked about the stone pelter.
Whose sentiment?
I have quite a few people across this country, our country, understand stone pelters thanks to the mainstream media in a always only in a derogatory form, without even, let's not compare things. I'm just discussing the stone pelter at the moment. Nobody has taken the trouble. Listen to my question. Listen to my answer.
Trouble to look into the eyes of a stone pelter and ask him what outrages him. Is that what you're saying to me, sir?
You have, Rahul, I want you to be reasonable like you called me. I'd like to call you that. Just give me 2 minutes and I'll explain. Now, most of us here have never even bothered to under this psyche, because although we are worried about the devastating effects that stone pelting does cause, to all of us. But we haven't bothered what actually causes it and who are these little 9 to 14-year-old boys, rather than just lumping them in the Pakistan bandwagon and saying they are pelting stones because they have been paid across the border. I would just request you to be a little bit more thoughtful to the psyche, so that the only way to defeat this psyche is to understand why they do it. And if you allow me more time, because you wouldn't, there are other participants here, I would like to enunciate a little bit more than that. That would make a more worthwhile answer than reacting to what Farooq Abdullah may have said, because that would be a bit reactionary.
No, it won't be reactionary. It would be inconvenient, sir, for you to sit here and tell me that a man who swears by proxy terror, and that's my second question, does he deserve to be a parliamentarian, sir? These are not innocents, 9 and 14-year-olds as you describe them. You know what is going on in the valley? Now, I'll tell you where these 9 and 14-year-olds are coming from. They are coming from impoverished homes in Jammu and Kashmir. Who has kept them impoverished? Leaders like the Abdullahs, the Muftis for years altogether, who have ruled and who have nepotistically appointed their uncles, their brothers, their cousins to offices and have deprived the people the worthy rewards, loaves and fishes of office, sir. That's what the problem is. And now, when they have become handy weapons in the arms of Pakistan, you are asking me to be understanding of this? That's very clever.
Then in that case, while I stand here to agree with most of what you said in your last sentence, Rahul.
If you agree with what I'm saying,
that still doesn't take it away that you haven't understood
that the principal question then becomes inconvenient. And let me ask it again. Does Farooq Abdullah, who speaks the language of a Pakistani proxy, does he deserve to stand for election, sir? Does he deserve to stand for election to India's temple of democracy?
Rahul, I wonder how easy you use this word proxy terrorism and things like that. It's not so drastic at all.
Really?
Please remember that Kashmir is with India mostly.
Is the army chief lying?
Of the Abdullahs.
Is the army chief lying?
If you do not know your history well,
I
have a question for you, sir.
No, one second. Is the army chief lying when he equates pelter mafia, sir, and some of these pelters to overground terrorists? Is he lying to the nation? Are you now questioning the integrity of our armed forces?
Not at all. No, you are saying that. You are suggesting that. I am saying that he is absolutely correct. He's angry and he's upset by these encounter sites being interrupted.
Let's see those pictures.
But that still doesn't draw away
Let's see those pictures. I want us to focus on those pictures, sir.
And defeat
those are not 9-year-olds.
Let's talk about it.
Those are not 9-year-olds. Those are much dandas, sir. Yeah. Those are old.
Yes, don't paint such an innocent
40-year-old individuals. Yeah. Look at them.
That's not correct.
Oh, come on. These are not children.
Don't give such an innocent.
These are not children. Look at the way they are dressed, sir. In boots, in fatigues almost. Look at the impunity with which they insult.
Look at the figures from the Indian. Look at the figures from our mainstream media. You'll realize
from the Indian media,
what I'm telling you is the truth.
From the Indian media, as opposed to the Kashmiri media.
Mainstream media.
Yes, the Indian media you just said.
Whichever media you look at.
Okay, one second. General Jaswal.
Media, Rahul.
General Jaswal, I've only asked a simple question.
Well,
I've only asked a simple question.
Yeah, media of your country, sir.
Yeah, one second. I've only asked a simple question, General Jaswal. I only want to ask you this. In your words, in your analysis, can an individual who sits there and says that stone pelters are nationalists, that every stone pelter is not a terrorist, etc., can an individual who speaks like someone who's advocating Pakistan's cause sit in our parliament, sir? Because the first thing they do when they get elected is to swear by our constitution.
That is...
to be frank, I'm really appalled hearing that statement coming from Dr. Abdullah, a man of stature. He's totally staged a volte-face. Ambition, whatever it be. Now, his statement वो वतन के लिए, अपने वतन के लिए, you rightly said which watan. What does the constitution of J&K say?
Which watan?
Article
Yes.
3 of theirs says J&K is and part of India. And section 147 says that this will not be abrogated, including section 147. So which watan is he talking? Let's be very frank. Such like politicking which goes on over there is encouraging the youth who are being used as cannon fodder. And Mr. Kaul, I appreciate what you were talking, but I would like to inform you that you say that probably the funds are not flowing. I'm privy to it since I've sat on the chair there. We have the intercepts of 2010, and in 2009 I had brought to fore the word agitational terrorism. That is my concern, and it came through in June thereafter. There were 25 to 40 people that time. We've got the intercepts. They were getting the money from where? From the Hurriyat, through Pakistan.
Rahul,
and should we give a blind eye to this? It is a sad thing that we are not realizing the fact that these boys, they are being coerced to come up. You know, may I kindly finish?
Rahul,
you see, these boys are being used as cannon.
1 second,
please, Mr. Kaul, I'll just finish off. I respected your statement. These boys are being used as cannon fodder. There are good about 250 people today. These boys, if they don't come out under coercion, then they said, sorry, what happens to your family or to you hereafter,
that's right,
you shall be responsible.
You shall be responsible.
Now, secondly, if in case these people are resorting to stone throwing, why stone throwing? They want to agitate otherwise. Why are they disrupting army operations? Should we not defend our person who's come from all the way from Tamil Nadu or Karnataka or somewhere? He's in the line of duty.
Bapuji never fired a gun.
Getting killed,
he never threw a stone, and he brought down an empire. So there are means and there are ways.
If you don't mind.
1 second, General Saab. I just want to bring in Shazia Ilmi also. You know, if pelters are fighting for the watan, then Farooq Abdullah is making these statements to press the EVM button. That's what's happening. It's watan and button. That's what's happening there. And I want to bring in, Shazia Ilmi on this point.
Absolutely. But Farooq Abdullah Sahab has not only said something as insulting as this, and it's hurtful to the eye to see these stone pelters heckle and pelt stones at our jawans, but he pledged loyalty to Hurriyat and actually asked the Hurriyat to get united. He's asking Hurriyat, the separatists, to unite against India, the same India where he has been elected CM, elected and a cabinet minister. I mean, how shameful and ironical and disgusting can that be? I don't have words to describe. What all will Farooq Abdullah stoop to get power? Is he the new age Jinnah who really looked at only political gains and divided a country? He is asking Hurriyat to unite against India. He is asking stone pelters to throw stones for watan, and that watan is Pakistan. I don't get it. And he wants to be a parliamentarian in this country. I cannot see, I cannot go past the irony of the situation. So, he's lost the right, and I think everybody should boycott somebody like Farooq Abdullah from all national events, because what is he talking about?
Maybe that's the reason why people are not turning out to cast a vote, because Farooq Abdullah is a candidate, and poor patriotic Kashmiris have realized, oh my gosh, we are playing into the hands of an individual who's sold to an agenda that is being propagated and shaped across the border. Now let me ask you, if Farooq Abdullah is so dismissive of our braves, let me ask you once again, Doctor, why does he move around with security of the state? If he feels that they're such skullduggerous individuals, then why does he take the security of these same forces? If he's got such a vehement disregard for them, give up his security cover.
Rahul.
Be amongst the people.
Rahul,
who does he fear? Which watan does he fear?
Can I respond to that, please? Can I respond to that, please, if you don't mind? And provided you allow me to respond to the Honorable General after that, because I think he made a lot of sense in what he said. and I'd like to respond to that very honorably. As far as your statement is concerned, Rahul, the more you talk about these things, the more I get convinced that you really, really have no idea about contemporary Kashmir history. You do not realize the amount, the kind of work Farooq Abdullah has done for this nation, particularly against the terrorist violence that erupted in the valley. It's not about now, it's about 25 to 27 years now. The valley has been smoldering ever since. It's been quieter in between, but the spells have been brief. And and the general will appreciate it, and so will Shazia ji. The fact
he deferred elections from 86. He indulged in poll rigging.
Kind of work that let me please.
And he did not allow panchayat elections to happen for 20 years.
What was the turnout?
This is his contribution.
What was the
to
turnout
the politics of Jammu and Kashmir, sir?
What was the turnout in the 80s? Tell me. Give me, if you want to talk history,
the last election,
what was the turnout in the 80s?
Yes, let me talk.
The
Rahul,
elections were
I will not
deferred
only
for
talk
6 years
history,
from
I'll take
86
you
onwards.
on. The last,
and
if
there were no
Shazia
frank
allows
and free.
me, I'll take you on. I'll say that in the last election in Jammu and Kashmir state, which is where Farooq Abdullah lost, I can assure you that the polling percentage was not the kind of miserable polling percentage.
Naturally,
you have brought it
when you have a
down
candidate
to
like Farooq Abdullah, why would people even bother to turn out? Why would they turn out?
It is not about that. It's about collective responsibility.
When patriots are out there,
it's about collective responsibility.
Excuse
we are still
me.
not talking about the right
collective
thing.
responsibility.
We are still not talking about the political resolution.
Collective responsibility,
we are still not talking about what will help matters.
If it was about collective responsibility, the National Conference would have delivered when they were in office, with governments at the center on the promises that they made to the people.
Well,
if they were so righteous, I'm asking
but do you feel it has not taken...
If they were so righteous, why are they sitting in opposition?
His current stand is deplorable.
Why are they sitting in opposition?
His current stand is deplorable.
Point is...
Arey Saab,
Shazia ji,
till 7 months ago,
I would like to respond
Dr.
to the
Kaul,
general when he said...
No, 1 second.
The nation that you're talking about is not Pakistan.
Dr.
The
Kaul,
first thing is wrong to blame that these people keep referring to the mulk, the watan, which you keep saying that their watan is Pakistan. It's bad policy.
You know what?
It is wrong. It's
Dr.
not
Kaul,
right. Because you know why? Because you're calling your own people.
Dr. Kaul,
parts of your own body.
You know what I'm regretting right now?
Fingers of your hand.
I'll tell you what I'm regretting.
You're chopping them off and saying, they're not us.
Dr. Kaul, you know what I'm regretting? I'm regretting the deficiency of my research.
I just wish...
One second, let me finish this. I wish I had pulled out the quotes. Your quotes as a PDP representative against the National Conference. I wish I had done that, and I am feeling today so inadequate because I realized...
What's wrong with it?
I'll tell you. Because you pulled up... I remember on these shows, you pulled up the Abdullahs for betraying the mandate that they were elected to deliver on.
I'm saying,
and today you have changed sides, and you have changed your point of view.
It's
if there is an opportunist, if there is a propagandist, it's you.
Rahul, our last conversations
But what about Farooq Abdullah who changed sides?
But time changes. Situations change. You evolve. You learn better things. You get to know more truth. You evolve. That's how you grow mentally.
This is not a better thing.
So why would you deny me that?
I'm sorry, there is no evolution here, sir.
The ability to do so.
I understand, sir. I understand.
We
understand.
Kaul Saab, this is a deplorable stand. You cannot defend the stone pelters who are heckling and beating up our jawans. Please don't. Please take it back, sir. This is very hurtful and very disturbing what we are witnessing. Kaul Saab, please.
I'm very willing to be convinced, Shazia ji.
Let me tell you, the themes in Farooq Abdullah's answers.
Kaul Saab,
there are 5 themes.
Supporting
he does not condemn people.
Whose agenda we all know, who don't want a solution. Thank you. Who work against this country's interests and live off a country, supporting them, empathizing with stone pelters, talking about pelting for watan.
I do not think there's anybody out there who doesn't want a solution.
It is terrible. It is a
I don't think there is anyone out there, including the BJP.
It serves.
Everybody
for a watan. The Hurriyas not to have a solution.
The other is lecturing for a button. That's what's happening. Watan and button coming together.
It gives you the special status and importance.
We are just not willing to
General
talk.
General Jaswal, let me tell you what is actually shocking about what Farooq Abdullah has said today. And let me sum it up for you. He does not condemn the people who are attacking the soldiers. Does not ask people not to attack soldiers. Bats for stone pelters. Asks us not to generalize and equate them or typecast them. Suggest that the stone pelters may be on government roles, suggesting government hand behind all of this. No, let me listen. Let me tell you. Suggest that stone pelters may have been paid by government to frighten people so they do not come to vote. Blames PDP, BJP government for historically low voting in the valley. This
Can
is
you
what
deny that? Can you
Farooq
deny
Abdullah
that?
Can I answer on
today.
that? Can I answer on that?
Yeah.
Can I answer on that, please?
Yes, General.
Firstly, does my soldier lose out on his human rights once he wears a uniform?
No.
Where are the human rights activists?
Not at all.
Why have they not condemned? This particular thing, restraint.
Yeah.
It's a very emotive word. Restraint, we are praising restraint. It could have manifested in it, Mr. Kaul, please. Restraint is exercising control.
Sir, General,
it is also
can I just
forced repression.
Just one comment, if you allow me to.
Let me.
Honorable General, just one comment, sir. Just one comment.
No, we don't have time. General Saab, I don't have time. Are you summing up? Because I have exactly 1 minute. I'll leave you with the last one. I have exactly 1 minute on this show. I don't have much more time. General Saab.
We are all sad about...
But you must, I really want to salute Gambhir for taking this stand. You must mention that, Rahul.
I am.
They are our jawans.
Gautam Gambhir, Virender Sehwag, all have come out and have taken them on, expressing the national sentiment.
I salute Gautam Gambhir for taking a stand.
I unfortunately have run out of time on this debate. 1 second, I've run out of time on this debate. If you can sum this up in 30 seconds, General, I would be obliged. 30 seconds, please.
Yes, I will. This factor of restraint which is going on over there, it should not set a precedence. I personally feel this man is on duty. Anyone putting a hand on a person who's in uniform is an offense itself. Why haven't they condemned the crowd? And this man, had he fired back, couple of people could have got killed or injured, and this restraint, had he continued, there was a possibility of this man being lynched, made to run naked. This is what is there for the morale of a people. He is from Karnataka or somewhere.
Okay, we're leaving
He's coming
it at
for
this.
what?
We're leaving
He's coming
it
to create a conducive environment in Kashmir.
That politicians or are stooping to the level of playing politics over events such as this. We're run out of time on this show. The news are coming up. Don't go away.